Yes,
Okay. And as I can see, Deepan is not here. I guess he's running late. No worries. We'll be talking
I guess
about,
so.
we'll be discussing about the assignments first. So, Raj, am I audible, Raj? Raj, am I audible to you? I guess not. Rajan?
Yes, I'm audible.
Okay.
I think Raj audio is not working, I guess. Raj, you can rejoin.
Oh, Deepan is here. Hi, Deepan.
Am I audible?
Yes, Deepan, you are.
Uh, Sorry, I'm late today.
No worries.
Have
And
we already started yet?
no, no, no.
Okay.
We were just waiting for you and for Raj to speak something. I guess he
Oh,
might be having some audio issue. Raj,
Yeah. It was a Bluetooth and then something happened. So I already finished it now.
don't worry. It's
Okay.
okay. So, shall we start the class?
Yes.
So,
yes,
all of you are
yes,
settled,
yes.
or if you want a minute, you can have
No,
one.
I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay, sure, then we'll be starting. So, I guess you guys have done the assignments that I had given you yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sounds about good. So, who's gonna start?
I'm gonna start.
Okay, that's great,
Okay,
Raj.
you gave me the assignment about the monkey testing,
Mm-hmm.
which is I think so under comes under the ad hoc testing. And I just made a my one. It is a type of software testing
Mm-hmm.
which in system is tested in the help of the randomly generated, that means the randomly tested, and
Mm-hmm.
independent input and test cases. It means no test cases, it doesn't require test cases, and it is also called the random testing also. In
Okay.
short, that's all I know. And the detail maybe later I can tell you, but for now it's okay. This I made my one. Maybe
Oh,
wrong, maybe.
no, no, it's absolutely fine. You have the correct basic understanding about the testing. No worries.
Yeah.
Now, next we'll be talking about positive and negative testing first. So I guess This was given to
That's me,
uh,
Ranjan.
Ranjan, that was given to you. So
Right.
tell us about positive and
So,
negative testing.
so positive testing is the type of testing in which we test the functionality of the given software or
Hmm.
an application in the way which was intended. It will provide the results by providing the positive results only. So let's suppose, for an example, if we have a login page, so we'll test the functionality of the software by using a correct credential of login username and the password. And if
Hmm.
it goes through and we are successfully logged in, so then it gives a positive result in terms of positive testing. And when we talk about negative testing, uh, negative testing is something that we test the software or the functionality by providing invalid or unexpected inputs to the system. For an example, let's suppose we have an e-commerce website. So it has the functionality of add to cart option. Now, when an item is added to the cart, uh, the customer should be able to proceed with the checkout, putting addresses, and complete the payment so that he can complete his order. Now, while doing so, when we test, we'll leave a field blank, like we'll leave the field blank, the address part blank. And if the customer is still able to process the order, that's a negative testing. It to provide the negative result. The customer should not have been able to proceed without entering the address for the payment part, or by entering invalid card number, the customer should not be able to make the payments, or the customer should not be able to access any pages which is restricted. Like if the customer has to order something, he needs to. Let's suppose we have a condition where the customer need to log into the page before placing any order. So if the customer is able to process through the order without logging into the page, without the login authorization, then it will provide a negative testing result.
Then it would provide a
It will provide, it will provide an error because we have provided the condition that it should go through with the login authentication. So it would provide an error or a bug.
okay. Sounds about right. So just a quick question I have regarding positive and negative testing. Suppose that you are a tester in a project itself.
Okay,
So I have told you to do the testing. Now,
right.
which testing would you perform? Positive or negative testing?
So we'll be testing on both the uh, we'll be testing with both the processes in order to check whether when we are providing the right credentials, are we able to log in or not, and the negative testing as well to make sure that those things does not occur without the condition being completely fulfilled. So I will check on both the aspects.
So, which testing would you prefer to do first, positive or the negative one? And
A
the rationale.
negative one. First, we'll go with the negative one to make sure that the orders or the pages does not go blank or invalid inputs are not taken in. And once that is established, then we'll check with the positive results.
Okay. And what about you, Raj? Which testing would you prefer and how would you do if you have to do both positive or negative testing, or would you like to do any one if you are a tester in a project and you have been told to do testing and you only have two options, either positive or negative or both? So which option would you choose among these three options?
Anyway, we have to do both of either way, but I go for the positive testing.
And the rational, you would do the positive testing first.
Yes, maybe I'm wrong.
Leave that to me, huh? I'm only allowed to judge here, no one else. You can't even self-judge. So judging part, leave it to me. And what's the rationale behind doing the positive testing first?
Yes.
No, I mean your reason. Why would you want to do the positive testing first? Is there any reason?
Oh, so you want to be region.
Yes, or
Because the positive, if we do on the way from the positive, then it should be positive output. That's why first I want to see the positive.
Mm, no, I'm not able to make sense of your answer. Please try to elaborate it. Why exactly would you go with positive testing first?
Mm,
Any reason that
I'm
you have?
not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Actually,
so
yeah.
Rajan has selected negative, so you thought that it would be better to take positive testing first.
Yeah, but I'm not sure
You
which
don't
one.
like you think that Rajan might not be right. Okay, that's a good perspective. Now we'll be coming to the prodigy of our class, Dipen.
Yes, I'm here.
So you are settled. First of all, you are settled, are you?
I am.
Okay, now great. So
Yes.
you have heard the question that you are
Yes,
given
I
the
did.
option either to select any one or both. So which option would you select first?
I'll select the positive testing first because we need to verify the product's expected outputs and all.
Mhm,
And we make sure that all the requirements are met through the positive testing. And doing the negative testing, like the product or project is secure. Like if someone try to hack the website, for example, if
mhm,
they insert incorrect user ID or password, it won't be open. So
mhm,
that's how the negative testing occurs.
mhm,
So by inserting wrong user ID, wrong password, or wrong other credentials that not required on
mhm.
the project. So that's why I run the positive testing first to verify all the products are expected outputs.
Yes, Deepan. Absolutely correct. That was the reason I was looking forward to. Whenever you are given an option to start the testing, na, you should always start with the positive testing. Reason being, because you need to verify whether initially, whenever we start testing, we need to verify whether the requirement has been fulfilled or not. Okay, whatever was given by the client or the product manager. For that, we need to do the positive testing. Because in positive testing, we do have a limited number of test cases or limited number of scenarios that we need to perform. Correct?
Yes,
Hmm. So that is the rationale behind positive testing first. And negative testing, there is no end to negative testing.
yes,
There is no end for negative testing. You can input any combination of values. You can input n number of combinations of steps that the system just to verify that system is failing. So there is no end to it, negative testing. But for positive testing, there are only certain amount of flows that should work. So we should always start with the positive testing. Are we clear about this, everyone?
yes. So
Yes.
my answer was
Yes.
correct.
Yes, absolutely. It was right to the point, Deepan. I just repeated whatever you said. That's all.
Mhm. Thank you.
So great. Now, Deepan, what was your topic?
My topic was ad-hoc testing.
Okay, so please help us understand ad-hoc testing first. Now,
Ad-hoc testing is it's performing as a random testing without any plans, without any test cases, without any I'll say without any documentation, any design, or any test cases. It is also called a random testing. It is just similar to the monkey testing, as Raj said.
Mm-hmm.
So a software testing technique performed without any specific test plan is uh, is ad hoc testing. That's I'll say.
Okay.
And for example of ad hoc testing,
Mm-hmm.
a tester, like as a QA, we are the first uh, tester, what do you say, first user, right? As a QA, because we test the product before
Mm-hmm.
we submit to the client or before it goes to the user interface, to make sure that all the products, all the requirements are met, and the software were developed accordingly. So as a tester running the ad hoc testing, we can do like random messaging without any set sequence or order.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we that is an example of the ad hoc testing, I'll say.
Okay. Sounds about right. So, Deepan, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
So, you correctly explained ad hoc testing. Now, what you mentioned about ad hoc testing, uh, it sounded more or less like monkey testing to me. So, can you just help me differentiate between these two testing, ad hoc and monkey testing, please?
Where it is mostly similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like even monkey testing is performed without any test cases,
Mm-hmm.
and the ad hoc testing is performed randomly.
Mm-hmm.
So it is kind of similar, but uh, it
But
has like some characteristic restriction for the random testing,
mm-hmm.
like a certain amount of certain character in the password, or certain character of usernames and all.
But that was present in monkey testing as well. No? So
Yeah,
you,
that's what I understand so far. Like
Mhm.
I googled last night, and I went through at least for an hour over
Mhm.
these topics and all. But that's the only I'll have you explain us the differentiation.
Okay, so you did Google the difference between ad hoc and monkey testing.
I uh I only went through the ad hoc testing actually.
Okay, okay, no problem. So, as you pointed out correctly, yes, ad hoc testing is absolutely what you said. Now, coming to the difference between ad hoc testing and monkey testing. So, ad hoc testing is more of a, you can say, a semi-formal kind of a testing. But monkey testing, it's completely random testing itself. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And even further, if you want to go into details, you can say monkey testing is the subset of ad hoc testing. I guess
Oh, okay. Okay.
you
Yeah,
all
yeah.
are aware about the concepts of set and subsets.
Yes.
Hmm. I'm only hearing one yes. What about the other two? Everyone is
Uh,
aware about the concept of set and subset, correct?
Set is like the entire thing, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and Upset is like partial.
Not upset, it's subset. Subset is just the partial.
Subset. Sorry, my
Huh.
microphone is. Yeah, it's like partial. We choose certain characters to perform the testing.
Yes, yes, absolutely correct. If I were to give you that example, earlier in the PPT, we had a diagram about set and subset. Just let me show you that diagram so you'll have that better understanding how exactly. Yes, this is the perfect example. This is the set, quality assurance, and quality control is the subset. So ad hoc is the set and monkey testing is the subset. What it means is that ad hoc testing has all the features of monkey testing, but it has some additional features as well. Are we clear on this?
Yes.
So what kind of features in the ad hoc?
Yes. First, ad hoc testing. It's basically, as I mentioned, it's a formal testing.
Okay.
Like for monkey testing, you don't need anything. It's a complete black box testing. You won't be given any kind of requirement. You won't have much of any background knowledge. And to perform monkey testing, it is generally recommended that you don't have any kind of background knowledge about that code that has been written or the application. You are just given an application and you just start testing. Like how a monkey does do
Yeah.
with things that is handed over to him. You might have seen a monkey that he generally, if you do give him anything, he won't have the understanding at first what exactly is that
Yeah.
object that you have given him. Is it food or not? So he would just try to try different things on that object to make sure what exactly it is. Whether it's a object or food item, he might smash it, he might smell it, he might bite it, he might throw it, he might do random things to that object itself.
Yeah. He does the naughty things,
Yes, yes, yes.
like that. Okay. Randomly.
Hmm. So that is what the purpose of monkey testing is, to randomly test and just to make sure that for the random testing whether we are finding any deviation from the normal behavior. So your next question might be, if we don't have any requirement with us, how would we understand whether this is the normal behavior or this is a deviation from their actual behavior? Correct?
Correct.
So
Yes.
now for that, we have to use the intuitions of a tester. If you are given any software, now you need to think logically. If there is a login page, or if you are not able to access that software and there are two fields, so there might be something as you can say a user ID or an email address and a password for those two fields, correct? Or some credentials that you need to enter in order to log in that application. So you need to have some intuitions as well as you use your common sense to figure out how to use that application or what values you can enter. Okay, but
Oh, okay. Yes.
you will be mainly doing some random combinations, and generally we don't do monkey testing. Generally testers don't do monkey testing. It's a concept that you should be aware of. That's it. But we do ad hoc testing because it's very formal and well defined type of testing. Yes, we do input random characters or we do click random buttons. But the purpose behind those random clicks or random input is just to make sure that our system is robust. It is able to handle any kind of scenario that it might face in real life or real time whenever a customer is using that software or application. Okay, are we clear about the difference between ad hoc and monkey testing?
Yeah.
Yes.
One yes is still pending, I guess. Deepen?
No, I agreed on that. I said
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Okay, then it was Raj. So now we'll be moving towards our next set of topics. Difference between positive and negative, it's very basic difference we had already discussed in details. So, and I guess I always forgot your name. Sorry for that. Rajan has already discussed in detail about positive and negative testing. So I don't think so we need to discuss it further. Correct? Or
Yes,
you
you're right.
you
You
have
bet.
Yes,
You're
I
right.
no, we had a discussion on positive and
Yeah.
negative testing.
So we'll be moving towards our next set of topics. That would be end-to-end testing, localization testing, globalization testing. Then we would be moving forward to test case and design techniques. Okay.
Okay.
So what do you understand by end-to-end testing? Any one of you? Raj, any idea?
No idea.
Uh, end-to-end testing is we validate the application's workflow from start to finish.
Mhm.
When the start is like how does the application was developed, and we run through all stages of testings from top to bottom,
Okay, what do you mean by that?
like all the SDLC software developed life cycles. We test from like start to end
Mm, why
until the product or project is complete or and uh,
depend? Just sorry to interrupt in between, but you mentioned that we follow the SDLC. Here we are talking about end-to-end testing. Okay, and end-to-end testing is a part of SDLC. It comes in the purview of SDLC. Okay, here end-to-end testing is the subset of SDLC, not the other.
okay, okay.
So now explain.
uh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, end to end, in the sense like it is start to finish, all the application flows that we have developed, that we check the workflow of the applications from start to bottom.
Okay, let me explain end-to-end testing. First of all, thank you, Deepen. You did explain it very well. There was a minor hiccup, nothing major. So kudos to you. Now, end-to-end testing, as the name itself suggests, end-to-end. That means from the very starting of that software to the very ending. What do I mean by the very start to the end? I mean the entire software flow. Okay. We need to test. That is what is known as end-to-end testing. What we need by start to end. Suppose you do have a banking application that you need to test. So what would be the start flow of a banking application, Raj? Raj?
What did you say? Yes, go ahead. Banking application.
So what
Yeah.
would be the start of a banking application? End-to-end, were you listening to me or not?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. So you
Okay.
are asking me about the end-to-end, uh, about the banking application. I think it should be from the
Mm-hmm.
login to login page to home page, login page,
No,
and to
no,
the end.
no.
No.
It's not it. For any banking software, what the very first thing we do is we do the registration. Okay, if you have any credit card or debit card for a particular bank, and when you receive that debit card or credit card, or if you open your savings account or your checking account for the very first time,
Create your account. Okay. Yeah.
so you just go ahead and create your account, or you try to register yourself with the
Yeah.
details that has been
I skip
made.
one step. Yeah.
Yes, you just skipped one step. So you first need to go through that registration process of yours
Mhm.
to register in that application, be it any kind of banking software or it can be e-commerce. You just need to register yourself first. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, once the registration is complete, then we start browsing the application. For e-commerce, you can just look at any products that you might have. Okay, or for banking, you can just navigate in that application to check what exactly is your account balance or what features they are giving you. I mean, instant loan or any new credit card or your credit card limit upgrade, and, and many more things that a banking application might have. Now, after that, when you are done with the browsing, you might want to perform certain actions. For e-commerce website, generally we do add items to our cart. Correct? If we are on any e-commerce platform, we want to purchase something. That is the main reason behind going to an e-commerce platform, correct? Or to compare the prices, correct?
Yes.
So we do add item to the cart or check for the prices, or in banking application we might select any particular functionality that okay, I need to transfer some amount to the friend of mine, let us call him John, or let us say that I went onto my banking application and I want to some money to the pen. So that was the action that I was trying to perform. Now, once we are done with adding the detail of the PIN in the banking software, or have selected what are the items that I need to purchase and added all those items to my cart. Now, what we would do? Next step would be the checkout process itself. What we mean by that? After adding the item, we need to confirm our address, correct? And the
Yes.
payment method. Would it be COD, or we'll be using our card or anything else? So we'll be going through that checkout process where we enter all our details, our address, our payment option type. Now, once we have entered all the details, then we go to an order confirmation page where it would display all the details that we had entered earlier, like what are the products that we are ordering, the quantity of that product, our billing address, our mailing address, our payment information, correct?
Yes.
Now, after that screen, once we have confirmed each and every detail, we'll be moving towards the confirmation page, or you can say, as mentioned here, order fulfillment page. Now, in the order fulfillment page, what we generally do, we get a message that yes, your order has been placed successfully. You might get a transaction ID in some cases, or just a confirmation message in most of the cases. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now, once done with the order confirmation, now you'll be waiting for the delivery of the product, or in case of banking software, to the pen might be waiting for the money to arrive in his account. Now, in that case, as soon as the product is received, the order is fulfilled. you'll get the update in the application itself that yes, the order has been delivered or the money has already been transferred. Now, the last and final step, customer support. Suppose if you had ordered multiple products and there were few products that were missing. So for that, you need to contact the customer care that few products are missing and they'll be helping you whatever through whatever process they have. So that is the end of the entire journey of the e-commerce platform, correct?
Yes.
Now to test this entire journey step by step and make sure that each step is working in sync with all the other steps. This is known as end-to-end testing. Are we clear on it?
Yes.
Any questions that you guys might have?
All good.
We'll be moving towards the next testing, and there are few components: user, database, server side, and third-party integration. There are few terminologies that you need to just know. You will be sharing the slide and you can go through these terminologies. Okay, they are the basic nitty-gritties of end-to-end testing. So I guess you guys would be able to do that
Can
on
we
your own.
go once with this? Can we go just going through with the overview of these bullet points, if it is okay?
Yeah, sure. If you want the overview, I'll give it to you. Key components of end-to-end testing. User
Sure.
interface. First one is user interface. What we mean by user interface is the UI that we see in e-commerce website. You can, or the application, you can say the UI that you see on your screen, the login page. Okay, that is the UI part. The home page, the entire UI experience, the entire application that you interact with is the UI part. Second, the database. You might have seen on the e-commerce platform that there are certain, I mean, for certain products, there might be a quantity limit, correct? Or there might be certain products that are out of stock, correct?
Yes.
So how exactly the website comes to know whether this product is that whether this product has to be ordered in limited quantity or there is no product available, there is no samples available for this particular product through database, because in database we keep all the records of our inventory or the details about your customers or his bank balance or whatever you can say. Everything is stored in the database. And whenever someone tries to order any product, we just go to that database and fetch the information, whether that product is available for that pin code or not, and what is the quantity that is available, and whether that customer is ordering whether that customer is ordering either equal to the quantity available or less than the quantity available. If not, it's gonna give you a proper error message that you can't order more than 2, or we don't have 5 in our stock right now. Okay, so that is the purpose of database, to maintain the data. Now the third point, server side logic. It basically means that if there is a product, suppose there is a book on testing, okay, and all 4 of us want to order that book. Now the stock of that book is only 2 pieces left in the inventory. So out of 4 of us, only 2 can place the order successfully. And now suppose that if all 4 of us are trying to order that book at the same point of time, and due to any reasons, just assume that at 7:30 p.m. all 4 of us clicked on the purchase now button after entering all our details. So all the 4 orders cannot be fulfilled, correct? As the quantity is only 2 that is left in the warehouse. Now, to manage that, whether, I mean, there can only be 2 orders placed successfully, we need to implement certain logics on the server just to make sure that everything happens as per the available. So that is what server side logic does. Okay. Are we clear about server side?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Now, third party integration. Third party integration generally means that if you I guess everyone at some point in their life, they might have gone on Amazon and ordered something, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
So when you go to Amazon, when you add a product in your cart and try to make a payment, you might have seen that the payment processor is not Amazon itself. It's generally Visa or MasterCard in most cases, or in some cases you can say Stripe or even PayPal, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
these are the third party integrations that we have on our website to facilitate certain services. So these are the third party integration. Okay.
Yes.
And if you go to eBay or any other e-commerce website, you might see that they are just listing pages. The person that ships the order is a third person.
Different.
You can say UPS. Amazon does not courier all its orders through itself. It sends certain orders through UPS also. So that's also a kind of third party integration. Are we clear about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, benefits of end-to-end testing, early detection of issues, as we are testing the entire flow. So we would detect any kind of issues that might have originated during the development at very early stages, because we are doing end-to-end testing and we won't have to wait for customers to report those issues. Okay.
Yes.
Next point, improved user experience. Improved user experience generally means that if you are doing end-to-end testing, now users might, if you hadn't done the end-to-end testing, users might have faced any kind of problem, like they might have not been able to complete their payments, or they might have not been able to change the default quantity of the product, or any other kind of issues. But as the end-to-end testing was done, so user experience is improved, or there is no problem with the, so users would be happy using the application. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, risk mitigation. Risk mitigation basically means that suppose if there was some updates on our e-commerce platform, and those updates might had some critical failures, like users were able, if I added particular quantity of product, suppose if I added 1000 product in my cart and try to place the order, it would go through without even selecting any payment option. It was due to a code error, but that is very big error for our e-commerce platform, because we'll be suffering huge losses, because we'll be dispatching the orders and we won't be collecting payments for that. Correct?
Yes.
So this is a very huge risk. Now, in order to mitigate these kind of risk, we do the end-to-end testing just to make sure that there is no loopholes in between our entire flow. So that is how we mitigate risk, by doing end-to-end testing. Increase confidence. If you have tested the entire flow, it is obvious that you would have more faith on your software or that e-commerce website of yours, that yes, there were many updates on our platform, but yes, we have done the entire testing. So we are quite confident that yes, customers won't be facing any kind of issues, correct?
Yes.
Now, challenges for testing end to end. First, environment setup. As you know that whenever we perform end to end testing, there might be some issues that are originally for certain kind of environments only. Like if we develop, so let us suppose mobile application, we need to develop it for iOS as well as for Android. These are the major two mobile softwares, operating systems, I mean, correct?
Yes.
So there might be certain issues that are on Android, but they might not exist on iOS. Reason being, their codes are different. Okay. So
Yes.
we need to have both our environments, iOS as well as Android, to
Yeah.
test. So that is a big challenge. And apart from that, we also need to test for our desktop application. So we do have to go through that also, whether it is working on a web view or not in any browser. In any, not, I mean every major browser, it is working. For there might be certain issue that is specific to Google Chrome, or it might be specific to Firefox or Safari. So these are the challenges regarding the test environment. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Now comes the test case maintenance. As we had already discussed earlier, that softwares always keeps updating itself. I mean, not updating itself, they are updated due to security concerns or any kind of new enhancements. Okay. So if there are very frequent update, it becomes very challenging to maintain the test cases itself. Because at the very start, during the requirement phase, when the developers, I mean, during the development phase, when the developers were developing the software, we as a tester, we do write all the test cases based upon those requirements. Okay. Now, we
Okay.
had written the entire test cases. Suppose that it was a big application and we wrote about 1000 or 2000 test cases. Now there are major changes in our application due to client requirement and some security concerns. We had to go through a major remodeling. Now it becomes a hassle that you need to go through each of those 2000 test cases. And you have to make sure that whatever changes are there in the application, it reflects accordingly in those test cases as well. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes.
it's quite a big hassle, and it's very time consuming and highly irritating, because I think that out of 1000 test cases, changes might only be required in 50 test cases or 60 test cases. But in order to find those 50 test cases, you need to go through all those 1000 test cases that you had written earlier based upon the requirement. So it's a very big hassle for us testers. Okay.
Yes.
Now, execution time. End-to-end testing can be time consuming. As you know, we need to test the entire flow. Okay. And with every kind of output. So in order to test that entire flow, the time is, I mean, it takes more time. It's obvious, correct?
Yes.
Any
That's
doubts?
it. No.
I
No from
Okay.
believe
my part.
end-to-end testing is the most important testing I believe we do when we test any application, because it involves every part of testing actually to make it live or the application live. Is that so?
Yes, you can say in a way, yes, it is the most important testing. But generally, we don't do end-to-end testing always. If we have some minor updates, we won't be doing end-to-end testing. But yes, it is one of the most
No questions.
important type of testing. Yes, it is. Now, localization testing. Any idea about localization testing? Deepen? Or any other or any one of you?
Uh,
No.
Okay, no problem. Then I'll explain. Localization testing basically refers that whenever we develop a software, we make it as per the demography of that software. What we mean by that is, suppose that we are using Google search, okay, and you guys are searching something. Let us suppose that you are searching a bakery shop in US. So it has to give the result based upon your location. Suppose that in US you are from New York, then it should give you the bakeries in New York itself, not the bakeries of Washington. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
It should give the relevant information as per the demography, and not only the relevant information, but there are laws. I mean, there are different laws for different demographies or different cities or different countries, correct? So you need to make a robust product that follows all the laws of those countries or that particular city itself. You need to follow those laws, correct?
yes.
And if
Yes.
we and if we don't follow, there is a huge penalty over it, or they might even ban our application. So you need to follow that. And how would we make sure that yes, we are able to follow these laws? For that, we can't just take developers' word that yes, I have coded it, so it would be following local law. You need to test it, correct?
Yes.
That if you are
Yes.
using website from US, the default currency should be dollars. If you are using your website from UK, it should be pound. And same for other countries as well. And if there is any specific law that you can't sell guns in UK, so in your e-commerce platform, you won't be allowed to sell any guns or guns part. But in US, I think it is allowed, or whatever the case is. So those items can only be sold online, depending upon the law of that country. Okay, and we have to adjust those accordingly. Now, few example of localization testing, that would be language translation. It's obvious. If you are in UK or US, then you'll be using US English or UK English. If you are in Germany, then your website should display German language by default, correct?
Yes.
Now, next would be currency formatting, as we have already discussed, euros in Europe and US dollar,
Dollars and pounds. Yeah.
date and time format. So each country has their own time zones. So you need to display the time and date as per their time zones. Suppose that if someone is browsing your website through in US, you need to deliver you need to give that approximate delivery time based upon US time zones, not based on China's time zone or any other country's time zone. That would not be correct information, correct?
Yes.
And next comes the
Yes.
address format. Each country has different sets of pin code. Like in US, I guess there is 5-digit pin code, correct?
Yes.
In India, we have 6-digit pin code. So you need to make adjustments depending upon the address formats that we have. Next comes the measuring unit. In most of the countries, we use the metric system. But in US, there is imperial system, correct?
Yes.
So you'll have to make the necessary arrangements. Now, cultural consideration. Governments are quite focusing on this new requirement. Generally, it was not given that much importance, but nowadays, it, governments are quite strict about the cultural consideration. That based upon the culture, there are certain things that you cannot sell or you can sell based upon the country. We won't be getting into the nitty-gritties. I guess you guys have the basic idea about the cultural consideration, correct? Dipen?
Yes, I
Huh.
said yes already.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was not able to hear you. Then comes to legal compliance. Again, it depends upon the country that you are operating in. You have to follow that the law of the land for that particular country and do I mean sell your products or provide your services as per the regulation of that country. That comes under the legal compliance. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Now,
different country has different legal compliances. That makes sense. Because like some country sells guns, some country does not. So it has to be yes.
mhm. In few countries, you might find that they do sell online liquor,
Yes, that's true as well.
but in most countries, it is not legal to sell liquor online. And many other laws are there. So generally for big corporations, we do have a compliance team also that takes care of these kind of requirements. So you would already be given these requirements. You don't have to go through the compliance document of a country being a tester. You would already be given the requirement that these are the restrictions for the country. So test accordingly. Now, key areas of localization testing. Again, language, cultural,
Culture.
UI layout, date format, and legal and regulatory compliance. We have discussed all these points in detail. Any doubts till now about localization testing?
No, not
Uh,
from my side.
what about rest of?
No,
Okay,
no, localization.
sounds good. Challenges, language quality, testing resources. The amount of resources is always a challenge because testing team, they are generally understaffed. Okay. So resource would always be a problem in the testing team. Tool, lim tool limitations. There might be certain tools that are not available in the free version. Okay. And the company is not willing to pay for their license. So these kind of restrictions also occur in a product. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Any doubts regarding any of these points?
No.
It's
Sorry.
so very good. I have one question. When will be getting assignments or will be starting any manual project based on what we are going through?
I have already told the smart scaler to prepare an assignments. I had given them few points. Most probably by the end of the class today, you'll be getting the assignments.
Okay. And do we have projects aligned for manual testing after we go through with this theoretical part?
Yes, we do have projects aligned as well. One,
I mean, what kind of project? Is it a live hands-on project or wanted to know a gist actually. So how the projects would be done. I know it is off topic, but I am willing to know what is upcoming next.
Next, yes, first of all, you would be given few assignments. I mean, every week you would be given some assignments to complete. Coming to the project itself, it would depend upon how much topic we have covered in the class. It would be hands-on project and will be
Okay.
using the techniques and tools that are currently relevant in the market itself. And most probably
Okay.
you'll be using these tools in your job also. Not, it can be that you might be using all those tools, or it might be that you might be using some of those tools, depending upon your organization. Okay.
Okay. Understood.
Any other?
So, one more question actually. How long this theoretical part is going to be, and when we can expect the project to be starting?
It depends upon the pace of the class. To be frank, generally we do cover this in 2 weeks time.
Okay.
After that, we are done with the manual.
So,
2 to 2.5
and
weeks to be
the
able to
next week we'll
complete.
be starting our project
Not next week, after next week,
after
The
next week.
following week,
Okay.
maybe.
the following week, after
Okay.
2 weeks from now,
Great.
we'll be starting the project on the second week. This is the first week. At the end of second week, we'll be starting the project. If we are, if we have already covered all the concepts, then it, as I mentioned, it depends upon the pace of the class. Once, in order to start the project, you need to have the basic understanding of all the concepts before. I can't just start that project without giving you the gist and concepts prior, correct? You need to have that understanding first. Then only we can start the project. Or else, if I do give you the project, it's not going to benefit you, as you won't be able to do that project correctly, and that too keeping in mind that high standard that is expected from a QA. Are we clear on it?
Yes.
Any more questions that you might have?
Not from my side, unless the other
Okay.
has some.
Anyone else?
No, we didn't have any questions.
Okay, okay.
Fine.
Sounds good. Now we are done with the challenges. Any doubts on challenges in localization testing?
No.
No.
Okay. Now we'll be moving towards the globalization testing. So just apply your common sense and try to figure out what is the difference between the localization testing and globalization testing. Anyone, if you can?
Globalization testing and localization testing. Localization testing is
Limited.
completed according to the customer base or the product base. No, I'm wrong. Sorry.
So,
The localization is according to, yeah, the localization testing is done
Mhm.
for the needs of different, like specific places, like well, let's say if we are uh, making any e-commerce platform for the United States, then we have to do the testing according to the United States standard
Correct.
through the currency, through their um, measuring requirement and all the legal processes. following all those guidelines for the United States. And for the globalization, we unite all the localized testing,
And
and it will globalized.
how exactly?
We made one platform, like one e-commerce platform for the entire world
Mhm.
by uh, creating a separate platform for different countries, where one user, like let's say I'm United States right now and I want to buy some product to the from India. Let's say I want some Indian kurtas or any other things, so I can just Googleize the Indian stores, the e-commerce stores, and I can like order accordingly.
Correct.
So that's how mm, the e-commerce platform was developed, and we did the testing according to the requirement, following the requirements. I mean, following the guidelines.
So which guidelines would you follow in globalization testing?
Uh,
Standard policies that caters mass or that is applicable to multiple regions geographically.
And which policies that might be? Is there any
Uh,
policy?
so like uh, under European Union, there are multiple countries. So they
Hmm.
have some policies designed for those countries. So if we comply to European Union policies or rules, we would be able to apply those conditions in multiple countries at once in different geographic locations.
But you would be applying those conditions for EU only or European Union only. What about the other countries that are not part of European Union? How would we tackle those
So
countries?
so few features like browsing and surfing, they are generalized in terms of anywhere in the part of world, any part of the world. So we can use those features in the globalization testing. We can do those in globalization testing.
First of all,
like yeah, for example, I'll say like the e-commerce platform website, where
mm-hmm.
it is designed for entire world, where every country can access the website, and they can order accordingly according to their needs.
Mm-hmm.
And the software was also developed according to the following the those countries guidelines as well.
So how would we make sure that those countries' guidelines are also followed? So you are telling me that there are certain set of laws for European Union, there are certain set of laws for US, there might be certain set of laws for India. So for localization testing, yes, we can deal that. We can take the laws for a particular country and we can test for that. But what about globalization testing? As it says, it's a universal product. So how would you cater to that need? How would you test for all those requirements of different countries? There are more than 200 countries and each one has their own sets of laws. So how would we do the globalization testing in this case? That is what my question is.
Okay, then I'll pass it to you.
So we might make the platform adaptable to the different situations in different formats. So as given in the definition itself, uh, like date and time formats. So this might some countries uses time a month prior to the time and year later on in the formatting. So we can use those if something like that. Not sure, but something could be done on that.
Something can be done for anything, but what is that something? That's what we are after.
Uh, Having no idea. We are looking to get it from you now.
Okay. Globalization testing, as you guys have that understanding. Yes, it's correct. We need certain global standards for our website in order to make it a universal website that we can just use those features or those functionalities for that entire world. Now, how exactly we would manage globalization testing? So each country has their own sets of laws, correct, that we need to follow. Now, what we need to do is we just don't need to test each and every requirement for every country. What we need to do is we need to find out which country has the most restrictions, okay, or which country has the most amount of compliance requirement. Now we need to implement that compliance requirement. Once we are compliant with the most tough country, na, then rest of the countries we can easily, there would be hardly few changes required for other countries. As Rajan correctly pointed out, that European Union, they are the group of European states, European country, sorry. So they have one of the strictest laws. So if you are compliant with the European Union standards, you are compliant with 80% of the world. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
after that,
Okay.
there are very basic requirements that you just need to handle, like character encoding, or you can say language. Based upon your geography, you just need to change the language. That's quite easy. Correct?
Yes.
Currency for,
Yes.
again, depending upon your location, you can easily change the currency, because every website or application does access your location. So they do have an idea where exactly you are currently right now. Like if I'm
Mhm.
using Amazon in
Yes.
India, they have my location because I've already entered that pin code of mine of India, Indian specific pin code. So they know that I'm in India. So the default currency would be Indian rupees. Similarly for US, it would be US dollars. For European Union, that would be pound. Correct?
Or euro.
Sorry, euro. My bad.
Mhm.
I'm not that good with the currencies. I mainly have understanding about the Indian rupees and US dollars.
No, I think like euro is a common currency for e-commerce, but
Yeah.
some country has their own currency as well. Like UK has their pound sterlings and all. But the main e-commerce currency format is euro, I think, from my understanding.
Yes, yes, you are correct. The main trading currency is euro. For UK, it's pound sterling, and now UK is not part of European Union anymore. They do have separated, I guess. So
Yes. Mhm.
coming back to the main topic. Now, currency formats they can easily identify through our locations, and even so, if we want, we can change our preferences. I guess certain sites do allow us, like Alibaba. If you do try to order from those websites, they even give you the option to change the currency if you have compliant banks with you. Next, date and time format. Again, it is dependent upon the location itself. You can easily change the date and time format, correct?
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
date and time format mainly depends upon the country that you are in. Like in India, we do have DD, YY, and some countries do use DD, YYY. So for
Yes.
DD, YYY, I don't have examples, but DD, India follows this format. I guess US also follows the same format.
No, it's MDDY.
Okay. So yes, you have that two examples, India and US.
Yeah,
Again, that number formats. You can easily select the number format depending upon your
yeah. Decimals, separators,
Mhm. Correct.
thousand separators. Yeah.
Now, right hand to left hand languages. Oh, before that, sorting and collation. So again, depending upon the demography, we can easily do the sorting and collation of data as specific to the language itself. And language we can easily fetch through our location.
Yeah.
Now, right to left and left to right languages. Like most of the languages are from left to right. You can say English or any other language, but Urdu, that's from right to left. Okay. And Hebrew as well.
No, I
Now,
think Urdu is left to right.
Urdu is left to right.
They start from left, and the English is right to left, I think.
No, English is from left to right. Na? How exactly do you read? You
Oh
read,
yeah, yeah.
you had me there for a second, I must say. The
No, it's
conversation
is
here
it
was
left
right.
to right? No, right to left, right to left. They start from the right side and they ended in the left side.
Yes.
The Urdu, I
Yes,
mean the other languages. Yeah,
there are
sorry, my mistake.
no problem. But you had me there for a few seconds. Huh? Even I was confused. I, I'm right about my left and right side. No? Okay. Now internationalization. Again, the website code designed to adapt to different locale without requiring code change. Again, it can easily be done through your location itself only.
Yeah.
Now, key areas of globalization testing: character sets, number format, date and time format, text direction, Unicodes, internationalization. We have already discussed in details. I hope there is no, I mean, doubt in your mind, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask regarding the examples or anything regarding to globalization testing or whatever topics we have discussed till now.
I'm clear till now.
I'm clear
But
till now.
Me too.
Okay, so it's almost time to end our class.
10:30.
Yes. So, what- okay, test case design and technique. So it's not a short topic. We need in detailed discussion, and it would require at least 10 to 15 minutes of time. So, do you guys have that 10 to 15 minutes, or shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, it's better to wrap it down. It's almost done. So we'll see you on Monday.
Okay, sure. So, regarding your assignments, now you need to go through whatever topics that have been covered till now, okay, for past 5 classes. And apart from that, you need to do in detail research regarding test case and design techniques, because you do have weekends, correct? And any one of you, do you have any kind of plans for your weekends?
Not yet from my side.
And what about the other two?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Oh,
I mean, like,
I don't have anything planned
okay.
as of now. But for the assignment, we can take out 1 to 2 hours for sure on each days.
Hmm. And Raj, you?
Yeah, test cases and design thinking. Yeah, definitely. I don't have any plans this weekend.
Okay, and even if you guys do have plans in any upcoming future weekends, then also, I
Yeah,
don't know how, but you need to at least get 4 to 5 hours of your time and put that effort
yeah.
in self-study. It is very important. So regarding your assignments, first, you need to go through extensively about test case and design techniques. Okay? You
Okay.
need go through these topics in detail, read the PPTs, try
Okay.
to understand everything. If not, try to Google it. Go through whatever documents that you might find on the internet. On Monday, when we meet, either you guys should have questions for me or I'll be asking you questions. There is no third scenario here.
Okay.
Okay. Either you know
Okay.
everything or you do have questions with you that you want to ask me.
Okay.
So this is the come come to Monday's class with this kind of attitude.
Okay.
So, and I won't be giving any one of you any kind